Headquarters. Here is This Week in Louisiana Politics.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Fred Childers. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Politics on your local election headquarters. Let's get going. Governor Jeff Landry's office introduced the fiscal year 2026 budget to the Joint Legislative Committee earlier this week. On Thursday, the governor's Commissioner of Administration, Taylor Barra, touted a slimmed-down expense line, telling members they approached this year with a standstill budget attitude. Before that presentation, Governor Landry released this video explaining their goal.
This budget was built on a goal of flat funding for this fiscal year when compared to last year, and continues the trend of decreasing the overall amount of money that we spend. This is a tremendous step forward for fiscal responsibility.
Now, Thursday's presentation was based on estimates from the Revenue Estimating Conference, which met back in December. They'll meet again in a few weeks to make any necessary adjustments. Legislators are drilling down on issues that lead to children falling through the cracks in abuse investigations. They hope to find ways to make sure funding is being best utilized and agencies are following their own policies. After years of challenges at the Department of Children and Family Services, where children were being left in the custody of guardians who may have been abusing them, there has been some improvements in speeding up those cases, but lawmakers still see some gaps.
Us being all good stewards of the investments we're making on behalf of the taxpayers of Louisiana, we need to make sure that they're impactful. Those dollars are impactful, and if they're not impactful, then we may need to redirect them to the most impactful places.
State police said that when they get involved in child sexual abuse cases where a kid needs to be relocated, they often do not have a foster family to bring them to. This can cause delays or other challenges for the child, and lawmakers have begun filing bills for the regular session in April. One U.S. Senator from Louisiana pushing back on the Louisiana Department of Health no longer promoting those mass vaccinations. That announcement was made by Louisiana's Surgeon General, Dr. Ralph Abraham, late last week. This week, Senator Bill Cassidy said the policy ignores how people really live. Cassidy, a physician himself, says events like vaccine fairs are extremely valuable to working families, and they are much more convenient than making an appointment with the family doctor. Well, the Public Service Commission, a normally very quiet panel that regulates utility companies in the state, were packed. It was packed this week because of some political drama. The youngest member of the commission was removed as the vice chairman following comments he made about the governor online. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht walks us through the controversy.
A motion was made during the Public Service Commission meeting to remove Commissioner Devontae Lewis as vice chairman over his recent public criticism of Governor Jeff Landry. Last week, Landry posted on X about the recent confirmation of Robert F. Kennedy as the Health and Human Services Secretary. He posted a picture of Kennedy and the former Assistant Health Secretary, Rachel Levine, who is a transgender woman. Landry's post read, "Major upgrade in the Health and Human Services Secretary Department. Lots of work to be done and excited for RFK to get started. Let's make America healthy again." Lewis quoted the post saying, "This tweet shows that conservatism right now is only about cruelty and chaos. They will find a way to be cruel to someone just because they can." And Lewis went on to call the governor an expletive.
My language is nowhere near what we have seen come out of the mouth of the President of the United States of America, who my three Republican colleagues enthusiastically supported.
The decision to remove Lewis drew criticisms from the public, claiming that Landry was behind the agenda item and that it was a violation of Lewis's First Amendment rights.
This is a decision that I felt like I had to make as chairman of the Public Service Commission. This is solely my decision and suggestion that we elect Commissioner Eric Scametta to this position.
The commission ultimately voted to remove Lewis from his position, though he will remain as a commissioner. It being an elected position means that voters would have to recall him in order to remove him. Lewis is up for re-election in 2028. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
Coming up, my one-on-one interview with Louisiana's Attorney General Liz Morrell. Governor Kathy Hochul said, quote, "Some states want to prosecute our providers, but I'll fight like hell to protect them." What's your reaction to that, and what's next?
She's not a provider. She's a drug dealer. She didn't provide care to anybody.
G not holding back about extraditing the New York doctor charged with violating Louisiana's abortion laws. And we're discussing several other cases out of the very busy AG's office. That's next.